Welcome members to another weekly market update, April the 23rd, after the market closed on Friday the 21st. Very important that you check the other video about the overall market this week, because it looks like short-term downtrend could definitely be on. So let's catch up with some individual trades here. TTPH. Looking at the weekly chart first, because you can really see that chart just went ballistic, and it has every right to just consolidate a little bit and let this 40-week moving average catch up with it a little bit. So if this stock's marking time, as it has been this week, then then that's a healthy thing. So good to see that it just stayed sideways, held this support now, and maybe letting the 50-day catch up with it a bit to intercept it. I think this is going to be a high flyer. Enjoyed the action from way down here and rode it upwards. So a cooling off period is most welcome. Perhaps even adding another entry point to add to the position, perhaps as it collides with the 50-day. Either way, in that one and staying in that one as it holds its ground. Caterpillar. Still sort of like bouncing along, but the main thing is that we're seeing that lows are getting higher. So it's kind of in an uptrend now, almost like a little wedge here, which I'm hoping is going to break out to the upside. Still in that one, little bit of profit. We also have CLF bumped me out this week. It was a bit frustrating. Surprised how it kept on going down. Got me out around there for a very minimal loss, and bad things happen below the 40-week 200-day line, so fine, maybe that one comes back, maybe it doesn't, but if you recall, I did already take a profit from that one actually when I got out when it started to get lower, so I took a profit, and that was kind of wiped out by that. So all in all, that's well played. URE. That's just trucking along there, just skimming along that 40-week, which is fine. It's not losing, that's the main thing. What else do we have here? Yeah, CS has kind of just leveled off. As long as it just stays above the 200-day there, then that's fine. Let's have a look at, so that's some of the individual trades. Let's have a look at, see what's happening in the gold, follow up on that. Regarding, some real, like those what I call the slam drunk make millionaire trades, we haven't got those yet. One in play so far, because I really want this market to correct. This is not a healthy position it's in right now, and it needs to come back to its 200-day at least before I'm looking for that. I think it's kind of lulling people into a false sense of security right now. Let's catch up on gold. As I've said, this was a very clean line of resistance there, and it broke up above it, and at the same time broke above its 200-day, and the whole thing is happening on rising buying volume. Very, very bullish action for gold. It held its position here nicely. It's consolidating there well. This could be a very important move for gold. I don't like the weekly chart. It really doesn't respect that 40-week moving average very much. So the daily makes a lot more sense, and that's looking good. Are the miners catching up? The miners usually lead the metal. It doesn't look like the way it might be the case this time, because the miners are struggling to get back above the 200-day. Which is interesting. So maybe the metal is going to lead the way this time, in which case, as and when GDX gets back above the 200-day comfortably, we will look at some individual gold miner plays. I won't be adding anything new this week, and the answer to that question why is if you look at the other video, markets grinding into a little downtrend now. It's not very comfortable. Combined with the overall market being very expensive right now. Not that that's something I usually pay attention to, but it's in the background. And we are coming up to May, and this year sell in May and go away might actually be true, but we're still looking for opportunities. Let's look at the bonds. Bonds have broken out this resistance here and are holding above it. Again, that's another kind of sign that some money is moving into safer places. Currencies. I've been asked about the British pound again. Well, don't hold your breath on this one. Having said that, we've got some movement here. I spoke too soon. What's going on with the pound? Well, this is still in a very aggressive downwards 40-week moving average. Didn't respect it much back here, so it hasn't exactly got a good track record, but nearly. It's bounced off it here, and it had a very tidy little downwards trend channel, so it was a very reliable one to short. But look what's happened here. We had a channel here around 125, and it's got above its 40-week. On the daily chart here, what's more interesting is where we really see the clues, is we see that break above resistance on very, very high volume right here. That's a very, very marked volume spike. And it rose above resistance, and it's 200-day on heavy volume, and it's consolidating right there. So this could be the end of the nightmare for the pound, for now anyway. To answer that question. So that's all for now, and I will speak to you next time.